Welcome to Caratootie. This is Ingrid Carlson, and today let's make some stamps. As promised, we are going to be making some stamps, and so here is a collection of ones I've made, and they are almost all using erasers. And so some of these like colored ones I've gotten over at Daiso, and then this 6-pack right here is Dollar Tree. And so I think that's the one that we will be working with today. Maybe we'll work with the other one as well. What's really nice about these is if you wanted to, you can make them double-sided, like the one that I just showed. This one as well is double-sided, and they're pretty easy. You will need a carving tool, or I believe you can use like an X-Acto knife. I will start this off by saying be very, very careful. These are sharp, and if you're not paying attention, you can hurt yourself. So just be very careful. The other thing you're going to need is I like to use like a Sharpie or some kind of permanent marker or a paint pen. Let's see, I think I have a paint pen here. And you can start off by drawing out a design out on a piece of paper. And so for me, I think I want to do something like this, like a vine. And so I am going to try that. Let's see, I'm going to see if any of these bigger ones, I think this one right here would be a good size. So the important thing to remember is anything you paint is going to be the actual stamp. And then the stuff that you carve out is what will not catch ink, if that makes sense. So when I stick this onto my ink pad, that is going to be the design that you see. So see right here, there's like a little piece of dark right there. Like that's on purpose to leave a little bit extra, but you can, whatever you chisel out, you will not be able to see the imprint of. So let's go ahead and get started with this one. Let's see. And I'm just going to grab a cutting mat just in case, even though I don't think I really need it. And sorry, my son is playing guitar upstairs, and if I wait for him to stop, I'll never film this. So I'm just going to make a squiggly line. I am going in, and I think, yeah, again, the negative space, remember, is what, so like if I leave that little piece right there open and I cut into it, it won't catch ink. So might want to do that. Let's see, I want kind of a bigger one here. And I think that's going to be it. So I'm going to let this dry off. I've never used a paint marker before. I just had it next to me. I don't know where my permanent markers are at the moment. So I need this to dry. So I'm going to try to dry this off, and I'll be right back. Okay, so it's pretty much dry. There's a little bit of paint, but the first thing that I like to do is go around the actual, like the outline of the shape. So we will start that, and always cut forward, not against yourself, because that's when you can hurt yourself. So you can see how smooth this is. I remember being in, I think, 6th grade and took an art class. I feel really sorry now for that teacher. She was in over her head at our school. Anyways, we did these lino cuts and I hated it. And now I wish that I would have kept that stuff or that I would have paid attention more. And from my experience, you're going to want to, once you're done, like once you've etched out everything you think you want out of there, you're going to, and you can be as perfect or not as you want with this. But anyways, once you are done, then you stamp it on piece of paper, see how it comes out, see if there's any lines that I don't like around it, which I think I want this to be a little bit more on the grungy side. So I am gonna leave maybe a few marks here and there, but I want them to be kind of thin. So, and I'll show you, it's kind of hard to say right now because you can't really tell, but and it's better to go less now, stamp, and then see what you have. Because right now it looks like I've stamped, but you're gonna see there's definitely some raised edges here that are gonna show up on the ink. And so I'm gonna assess it at that point and see. So I'm gonna just put you guys on fast forward here and cut out the rest of the stuff. Okay, so we have our ink here, and I'm just using this Ranger ink pad, and you might want to dust it off. I did want to say a couple things. If you saw, there's some parts where my finger's pretty close. I'm going very, very slow, and it's kind of like cutting with a paring knife, like if you're cutting an apple, like if you've seen people cut an apple with like one hand or whatever, or like with their hands, the peel. It's very intentional and very slow. So I would not recommend it when you first start out, but I just wanted to explain that. Also, because I'm using two sides, the edges are kind of hard to do because you can see right here how thin that is compared to right here. And so it's a lot more flimsy. And so we'll see what we come up with. Usually it takes a couple times before you get a good print. So let me try to find some paper. Okay, just gonna use the back of this. So, and then did I already say dust this off a little bit? And you'll probably get, you can see I have little pieces, so just tap it, it'll come off. Let me, that's probably the biggest hazard of this, is that you get little dust, little particles. So now you can see what I am left with. The good part, or one of the cool parts, is that because the ink grabs hold of, oh, also remember this is backwards, so what you're seeing. So you're gonna wanna, your eye is gonna wanna say, okay, well, we need to cut on this side. No, that's this side. So, But the good part is the ink grabs onto anything that was raised enough, so I can take it out. I kind of like this and this. I think I want to take that out. So I'm just going to go in here and just very lightly remove this. I don't need like chunks to come off. It's just barely raised. Okay, I think I like that one. I even kind of like that. I think I'll take these out right here. And I might be working on, you can buy these. It's a block, and I got that one at Hobby Lobby. They're expensive. But anyways, that's a big piece. But this blue might be a piece that I got from Blick. You can get different hardnesses. I think I have gray, I had the blue, and then the pink. But I couldn't tell you what they mean. Okay, I don't like this right here either, so this is going to go. And I knew that this was gonna, I'm actually surprised there's not more on here, because this was, like I said, it was thin over here, so it was kind of hard to. Okay, on this one, I went in twice accidentally, so I think I'm gonna keep it. Let's stamp again, and we'll see. And I've said this before, I'll say it again, that take off less. You can always take off more later, and sit with it for a minute, see if you like it. Oops, I kind of moved that, so I knew that it was going to be blurry. So we can still see that I'm getting a bunch on this edge right here. I don't want that at all. I don't mind having lines inside, but I don't want there to be like a distinguished shape. And I think I'm pretty thin here, so I think the problem was I was pushing too hard down on the stamp when I was actually stamping. While I am doing this, so we're not in complete silence, actually, I think I'm gonna take that piece out, but I think I'm gonna take that piece out as well. Okay, let's clean this up here. And I'm going to, let's see. I said I was going to leave some spots, but I think I'm taking most of them out. Okay, this time I'm going to remember what I did here, and I'm going to try not to press down so hard on the ink pad. So keeping it more level. I think I need a new piece of paper. I'm not going to press down as hard. Okay, that's much better. I mean, you can see the difference. So I'm looking, there's still a couple pieces here that I don't love. So I will clean that up. Also, I was going to tell you, so this tool, if you're looking for this, it's by the brand Speedball, and it comes with different tips that are inside. Oh, I did it wrong. That's how to change it out. But give me a sec. I haven't used this in a little while. So those are different tips. They're different widths. Here's like a little knife one. This one's very thin. And the size that I have on is the size that I usually like to use, but obviously if you want to get like very intricate, then you can do that. I'm sure that they wear out too after a while, the edge, you know, like any knife. And so you need to be cognizant of that. You might have to switch it out, buy new. And the tool itself is not very expensive. I want to say it was like $5 or something, but when I got it. And I'm pretty happy with that. I have a couple of little spots here that maybe I'll clean up, but that's pretty much it. The other tip that I'm going to give you is, depending on how intricate your design is, it's going to be harder. So the simpler you make your design, obviously the easier it's going to be. So if I did a square, those are going to be easy lines to go around. Let me show you. So I'm trying to think, like this one. This is pretty easy because all I did was to cut in here into that. So that's going to be easier. You can also cut the whole thing out. So you see this floral and it's cut out, you can tell, of an eraser. What this does is it gives you more mobility with it, so you can manipulate it. So instead of it just going down like this, you can actually curve it as you go down. And I think that's it. I'll do a little close-up so you guys can see my collection so far, but I'd love to see anything that you make with them. They're really fun. And then of course, I'm a big advocate, it's your artwork. It's not a mass-produced thing that everybody else has. You can be individual with it, and so I love that aspect of it. Although I'm sure I've seen this shape before, or this little acorn, you know, but it's still my drawing of it. I didn't trace anything or anything like that. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it and had a good time, and I will see you back soon.